And we're going to do a little vibes tradition here at the end of All-Star Tour. This is called Senior Roll Call. And I just want to take a moment and talk about some kids who have been with School of Rock for a very long time. And this is kind of the culmination of their years here doing this. So I want to introduce everybody to you here. We got Ben Overzet over here. I first met Ben probably like 4 years ago or something, and when the Chatham School rolled through Chicago, and we played that gig at Ace Bar. Were you in with that one? You were. I remember you being there. No, Cobra Lounge. We were at Cobra Lounge. Yes. Just had the venue wrong. Yeah, and it was like, wow, this guy, he's like a quadruple threat. You guys see him play keys and that saxophone and the harmonica, but he can drum, he can play guitar, he can play bass. He's been known to sing. So this guy's been huge. Chatham is a super talented school, as anybody who was at Summerfest last year can knows about. When they just about swept the finals. They had 6 bands get into the finals. It was pretty amazing. And Ben's been a big part of that. And I'm sure Art Lima is going to give you your own send-off later. But, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Give it up for Ben. All right. Here's Mr. Nick Martin. He's got a lot of fans here and a lot of friends here. And it was amazing to hear you sing in that first set. I didn't know that you sang. Yeah. That's wild. If I had known, you got to tell me these things. Nick, I just met very recently, and I'd never met him before, and he's just a super cool stand-up dude and a total pro guitar player. I mean, his tone is just right there, and that's, just so you guys know, that's pretty much, there's a lot of great players out there, but the tone, that's what gets you gigs. People hire you for your tone. So this guy right here, he's got tone in his guitar, and he's got tone in his fingers, and he's got it for days and days. So it's been a pleasure, man. So give it up for Nick. Okay, here we have my friend Eric Myers, and Eric was on my All-Star Tour last year, and it was a bunch of kids I had never met before. It was the West Coast All-Stars. I haven't been to the West Coast since I was about 8 years old, and this guy just immediately friendly, quietly in charge of the group, but immediately, he would be there. He let everybody know when to laugh. It was like if Eric was laughing, that meant it was all right to laugh. And if he wasn't, that meant I was mad about something. But great kid, fantastic guitar player, and I was so happy to get him in my group this year again. It was when I saw his name on the list, I was like, okay, I know what we're doing for a few songs at least. So everybody give it up for Eric Myers from Denver, Colorado. All right, Seth Sproul, everybody, bass player extraordinaire. I got a funny story about Seth. He was on All-Stars last year in Frank's group, and you were at Vibes? Yeah, he was here last year with the All-Star group. I did his live audition. This year we had the live auditions, and I was at his school and did his live audition. And after you were done, I was like, man, you got great feel. You remember I told you that. But you totally botched the first chorus to Good Times, Bad Times. You were probably nervous about that, huh? Yeah, well, we haven't talked about this yet, but So we, it was obvious he was a great player who just made a small mental mistake in one part. But when we were looking through the things, there's a lot of great players, and I was like, I don't know about this kid, and Frank was like, trust me, this kid's an all-star. I was like, okay, I'm cool with it. And then he got put on my team, and I was like, okay, let's see what you got. And he has been, like the consummate pro. He's like a super intelligent dude. The conversations we've had, he's like smart as a whip. And You know, it's been a pleasure having him, and I know that you've been at Baltimore for a while, and you know, it's kids like this who, you know, keep their local schools. Were you Baltimore's only All-Star, or were you? Yeah, Baltimore's only All-Star this year, and it's kids like this who, you know, light the fire under their local schools. You know, so yeah, everybody give it up one more time for Seth. Okay, here we have Datria Bear-Rotney, and Datria is a first-time All-Star. She's from the New York City School of Rock, and her audition was incredible, and her guitar playing. Actually, we have a lot of great guitar players on tour. I wish I could have given you more guitar because you're a fantastic guitar player too. And yeah, I just met Datria this week, and she has been a fantastic performer, just a straight up great kid, always positive. Always positive. I don't think I have seen you, you know, singers like to make the pout face, you know, that one's not in Datria's repertoire. She can go without the pouting. She's just like super positive and a happy kid. And you are going to, your goal is to work for Doctors with Borders, right? Or Doctors Without Borders? Yeah. Datria wants to be a doctor and work for free. That's what. Yeah, and really, you know, that's incredible. Yeah, give it up one more time for Datria. Okay, this guy wearing the finest fabrics that Vibes has to offer. This is Christian Reiswig. Christian I had on my tour last year, and it's a funny story about his audition. I saw his video and I said, I want this kid. I know what he's all about. I had a student at the Chicago School for a lot of years who had a very, very similar voice to Christian's, and they, you know, I think you auditioned possibly with Pink Floyd. I knew he was a Floyd fan. He just had that voice, and I was like, I know this voice. I need this voice because I haven't heard it in a few years. But what happened was he showed up at rehearsal and he completely floored me. I was like, wow, I totally misjudged his voice. This guy's a powerhouse. And he's probably one of the funniest kids I've ever met. He is absolutely hilarious, and he has rock and roll flowing through his veins. That's yeah, you can't teach that, you know. So give it up for Christian Reiswig. Scottsdale, Arizona, this guy. Scottsdale, Arizona. And then, yes, Caroline Rosen, everybody, from Princeton, New Jersey. Is it okay if I tell your path to All-Star story? Because it is like one of the most inspiring that I've ever heard. So Caroline has been at School of Rock for, what, 9 years? 9 years at Princeton School of Rock. And for starting probably about 6 years ago, her music director Dante had nominated her for All-Stars, and she didn't make it. And then the next year she didn't make it, and then the next year she didn't make it. And Caroline was like, well, you know, maybe I'm just not what they're looking for. Maybe it's All-Stars is not for me. And last year, behind her back, she decided not to audition. And behind her back, Dante sent in her video from the year before with a live video of her performing at one of their season shows. And I was on the judging, the group that judged that region. And we watched that thing, and we were like, "Oh my God!" You know. And Rick Carney was like, "Well, you know, this girl, you know, she's been getting passed over." And Dante just sent it in, and we were like, "Well, this is total All-Star." And so Caroline made it last year without even submitting, because her music director submitted for her. And to be perfectly honest, I was doing the math after we had this discussion about it and stuff. And one of those years, I was one of the directors who passed you over. And I don't remember specifically your video or anything in the decision. I've watched probably 4,000 videos probably over the last bunch of years. But I am so glad that you were on this tour. You know, yes. Caroline is a total pro. in every way. And if I needed something done, all I had to do was ask her, and it got done. If I needed something said on stage, I didn't even have to finish my sentence. She was like, fine, shut up already. I know what you're saying. I'm going to go do it. Yeah, total pro in every way, and a fantastic singer. We were playing, where was that? Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Cleveland music director went and grabbed the students and said, I got to bring them out here to watch her mic technique because they need to learn it. Yes, one of the best singers I've ever had the privilege of knowing. So give it up for Caroline Rosen, everybody. Okay, and I just want to say to everybody up here, you know, your guys' time up here is coming. These guys, you know, they have to move on and go on with life, and we got to kind of pass the torch to you guys. So you guys have to take what you have learned and take it back to your schools with you and teach everyone else, you know, show everybody what it's about and what we do here, you know, and you guys, I told you guys before that you guys could be anybody you wanted to be on stage, you know. And that's true, and you can take it back with you, you know. Who you were doesn't matter. Take it back. It's who you are now. There's one big secret. I got like 2 more minutes. There's one big secret about what I do, and that is that they actually do everything. I do nothing. I point, and I say, there it is up there. Figure out a way to get there. And then they go and do it. And Paul Green, who started School of Rock, he had he was a genius for starting the program and thinking of it. But the most genius thing he ever said, he said, kids can do anything if you just don't tell them that it's not possible. And he's totally right. And what you guys have done as a group, you know, and what you guys have done over your years at School of Rock, that's just proof. And what you're going to do as you move on, you know, in your life. You're going to find these lessons constantly coming up, things you learn from music, whether you're a musician or not, like discipline and attention to detail and working together. All those things, perseverance, they're all going to come into play no matter what you do with your life. So, you know, you guys can be anybody that you want, and you can do anything that you want, because you guys are all-stars, and the world needs you guys, you know. So give it up for our seniors, please. All right, School of Rock All-Stars, you ready to rock this last set? Let's do it.